Hey guys, and welcome to one of my favourite matchups in the game. It is the Dino Boys versus the High Elves, and boy oh boy do we have a treat for you, because we have the mighty warriors Bowmore and Lord Baltimore of Clan Aimer. Both these guys incredibly talented players. Bowmore also does a load of good work over on Intensit's Ladder, so very excited to see him in action, particularly with my favourite Lizardmen. And I think this matchup in general is very high risk, high reward. There's a lot of fast moving elements to the build, a lot of trying to protect your back line for the High Elves, and a lot of kind of risk and large cavalry plays from the Dino Boys in general. And Mr. Bowmore, have you been going through my old videos? This is very, very similar to the old way I used to play Lizardmen in this matchup, and I absolutely adore it, because we have the little skinky himself. Mr. Murica is going to be very happy that he's playing today. He's someone who comments on a lot of my videos, demanding little skinkies, and we have the boy today, the thick skink. We have Tehenowen coming in with the Manticore Summon and Amber Spear. Amber Spear very, very good at firing it down the lines of enemy infantry, particularly tightly compact enemy infantry like the High Elves. So I like that pick quite a bit here on Tehenowen, and he's going to be bodyguarded today by a couple of units of Horned Ones. Now, this is maybe the Horned Ones' best matchup. There's a few where they're certainly very viable, but being able to take down Dragon Princes, Silver Helms, basically any of the High Elf cavalry apart from the Fireborn is really nice, and you need mobility to scoot your boot into that back line. So really cool to see the double Horned Ones on this flank, as well as some Cold One Riders. So going for a cheeky little flank overload on the left-hand side. Now, in the main battle line, it's going to be a little bit more standard stuff with a mixture of red-crested skinks and sarus warriors dotted all the way along. Really fantastic infantry. Both red-crested skinks and sarus get the big old thumbs-up approval from your boy Ducky. They're really good indeed. Cold of Sotek on the right-hand side, protected by some more Cold One Riders. We even have some feral Cold Ones, some of the clever girls in the central pocket, just trying to jump chariots and other annoying units. That's also why the cavalry is so good here, in case your opponent goes for that typical, triple line chariot style play. We've got double chameleon skinks in the front as well to do a bit of harass. Let's have a look at the High Elf build, and I love what I see already. We have a mighty star dragon. It has been stirred from its slumber deep within the mountains of Ulthuan to bring death and destruction, and that's just what it plans to do. Also a big fat spear ball. We're actually taking the down ground here, or the low ground I should say. Obi-Wan Kenobi not pleased whatsoever. But we do have spearmen and silver and guard dotted all the way along. It does indeed take sarus warriors about 5 years to break through silver and guard, so quite like them in the front line. No white line, surprisingly, though. Those mighty war axes are very good at getting through the thick, scaly skin of the Dino Boys. We then have a load of archers. So 1, 2, and 3 archers. Let me guess, Plague of Rust and Plague of Rust. This is just how I like to see it played, actually. Load of cheap archers, 1 bolt throw in the back, Plague of Rust, rain fire from afar. Though we also have the support as well of double Silver Helms. Very good at tracking down skinks and doing some good cycle charging in the front. Leading the battle line, we do indeed have Teclis himself coming with the net, and if you have a Plague caster, or a Plague of Rust caster, combining it with the net can be really, really deadly and effective. Both spells are relatively cheap. We have Enfeebling Foe, Regrowth, and he has brought his potion here in case he gets feeling a little bit sick. And Teclis does feel sick very often against the dinos. Once they wrap those mighty claws and fangs around his throat, he tends not to like it too much. Now, the bolt throwers are actually going to start focusing down the chameleon skinks, and much against popular belief, shooting chameleon skinks honestly is not a bad idea, particularly if something like an equal or bolt throw. It's going to kill models when it hits them anyway, though they are going to want to switch that to single fire and start going after the Cold One Riders and Horned Ones, particularly those Horned Ones. They're a big threat here, easily going to be able to overwhelm the Silver Helms, and there's a lot of spears on the battlefield though, which can do some nice work, but I mean, honestly, if the cavalry goes down, the back line is in absolute shambles, and the cavalry can realm all the way through and start devouring archers. The bolt thrower is now focused down the Cold One Rider, doing some pretty decent damage, down to 32 models. They have lost a few. First blood has been drawn, and unfortunately it is for the Lizardmen, though the dragon itself does seem to have taken a little bit of pressure from those blowpipes. Chameleons are very good at taking down dragons, simply due to the fact it's such a slow, large creature that a lot of their blow darts can indeed hit. Chameleons, red-crested skinks I should say, the Car of Sotek are moving around to the right-hand side. Saurus just starting to push through in the center, and some of the clever girls getting a little over-eager, moving around the left-hand side, getting picked apart now by the elvish accuracy of their archers. Bolt throwers continue to rein in. Looks like they are currently aiming at the sarus warriors. Definitely want to be moving over on to the Horned Ones where possible. We do have a nice early throw Manticore Summon. It's probably not going to survive its entire duration anyway, so I don't mind seeing this and it kind of being forced to swoop into the battle. But jumping on top of the mage, jumping on top of the archers, or Teclis are all really good options. Now, lovely play on the left-hand side. Nice bit of focus fire down on the Koal of Sotek. Koal Riders are engaging with Silver Helms. Should go okay for the Silver Helms, particularly on the charge. Those are not the anti-large variety of the cold ones. And up in the main fight, Ferromanticore gets hit by a net of Amantok, and then gets a big old chunk ripped out there by the Star Dragon archers. Also focus firing down. Now, the Bolt Thrower has switched targets to the Horn ones. Frontline has indeed engaged. Cohort are able to break through the spear wall despite the archer support, and Saurus Warriors are beating at the shield wall of Elves, desperately trying to claw their way through, but currently the wall is holding. In the back line, we can see Horned ones as well as Cold One Riders jumping on top of Silver Helms, as well as some of the archers, though there are spearmen here for support. Horned ones as well as the Henowin now starting to push in the back. We did have a bit of a debuff going down onto Henowin, but alas, it has passed. Horned ones looking to jump on archers, teclis, and the bolt throwers. So many juicy targets. Which ones do you go for? Koal of Sotek are still trying to beat their way through the right-hand side. Looks like they are going to be going down, unfortunately. And the Chameleons have been dealt with really well here. Beautiful play by the High Elf player. Riding out of the Silver Helms to meet their foe on the open plain is certainly a good way to go. We do get a big breath attack. Unfortunately, it was a complete whiff on the Horned ones there, missing the majority of the breath. Maybe one of the trees, unfortunately, took quite a lot of damage. We do get that second Manticore summon, but in comes the Star Dragon. And this is the big weakness to Henowin. He's very squishy, and this can certainly go down quite quickly. Lovely 2-for-1 punch here. Net of Amantok going down, but he does have nearby Cold One Rider support, Horned One support, and a Ferromanticore that he birthed into the world itself. It calls to Henowin Papa, and he is Papa. He is coming home for you. The Star Dragon taking quite a decent chunk of damage now as well. Quite a fragile beast when it does indeed land. And in the main fight, Feral Cold Ones as well as Saurus Warriors are doing a decent job grinding through the Silvern Guard, but as you can see, it takes them an absolute age to actually force their way back. So Henowin currently stands alone. Horned Ones have finished off some archers, now going to be delving onto Eagle Claw Bolt Throw, which is really good. And in the back, you can see some Cold Ones are trying to stop these pesky Silver Helms from running away. All the Chameleon Skinks from the battle have taken so much damage so far, but they're really sticky. They poison you and run away, and they should be able to kite this unit of Silver Helms, you would think. Now, Henowin is danger low right now. The Cold Ones as well are facing those spearmen, and a beautiful this time. Oh yeah, that breath attack was nasty. Look at the dead Cold Ones on the ground. That is not a sight any Lizardman player wants to see, particularly if the Cold Ones start to rampage and go crazy into the pesky spearmen. Could be really bad, but instead they're going to go for a big rear attack into the Silvern Guard and help support the Saurus Warriors. And the High Elf player can't really ignore this because Teclis is also nearby, and the front line has eventually buckled. Horned Ones, Saurus Warriors slashing, hacking, biting, chewing, doing absolutely everything to break down that shield wall, and they have indeed succeeded. The Elves crumble, and this is why you know, the Saurus are one of the best mid-tier infantries. They're so durable in the medal fight, able to push through and still give a load of punch. That Star Dragon is really hounding the enemy leader. Now, the balance of power is currently in favor of the mighty forces of the High Elves. They should be able to kill Henowin here, you would think, but those Horned Ones are so loyal, charging uphill into the dragon. Face me, demon of old, we shall slay you. And the Star Dragon is looking quite healthy at the moment. Now, Spearmen doing a decent job in the middle as well, saturating it in to try to take down the Horned Ones. We do get a 360 no-scope amber spear into the dragon, doing some okay damage there. Saurus Warriors really trying their best here, but the Horned Ones need to peel off and try to pin in the Star Dragon, allow the Saurus to get rid of the Spearmen and Silvern Guard. Looks like some Chameleons have returned. They do need to apply a bit of pressure to the Silver Helms, and no! The beautiful little Skinky, the Chad Skink, does get caught by a net of Amantok, and the dragon is right here. There is so many Lizardmen support, but it does not matter. With one big gulp, Henowin goes down the throat of the dragon. But don't worry, the Horned Ones are here. We'll get you out of there, my lord. We're just going to tear them open and revive you from there. Saurus Warriors are nearby. They need to charge the Spearmen and allow the Cavalry to really bring the pain to the Star Dragon. They cannot allow the Star Dragon to get a regrowth, or it could be game over, particularly if it gets up in the sky and can do some really nasty breath attacks. With a nice overarching view of the battlefield, it is a very tight so far, despite the Henowin going down. Good play here by the Lizardmen player. Cold One Riders are chasing down archers. We've got Chameleon Skinks as well coming back, and they could prove absolutely pivotal. Not only bringing that poison to the battlefield, but also a nice little counter to the Star Dragon, who does get a big breath attack. Really nice work once more. The Star Dragon breath attacks have been pretty nice apart from that first one, and he's going to follow up by charging in, trying to break the Saurus Warriors. Horned Ones do anticipate this though and come riding to their aid, but once the Saurus start to get terrified, they buckle and get out of there as well. Now is not the right time. Teclis is currently pinned in and fighting alone. Spearmen, unfortunately, have left him. Saurus Warrior is still fighting strong in here, and 28 Horned Ones is certainly no joke. And the balance of power, despite having their Lord gone, is now starting to creep in favor of the mighty Dino Boys. We are going to see a really nasty enfeebling foe go down on the Horned Ones, but we have Chameleon Skinks nearby for support. The Star Dragon simply can't get up in the air, and even worse, it's being poisoned now by the returning Chameleon Skinks. The Silver Helms didn't do their job well enough. Horned One's going to come over here as well. Look like the Star Dragon was about to let loose those mighty wings and flap his way up into the skies, but the Horned Ones come in to surround him, and a dragon surrounded is a dead dragon. It is not having a good day whatsoever. Those Chameleon Skinks continuously applying that poison, nuking its stats, and dragging down the mighty beast. And if the dragon goes down, I don't think there's any hope for the High Elves. Teclis is still alive, but he is not the type of guy to put a game on his back. He simply does not have the aggressive toolkit today. He was definitely brought as a support Teclis, and now the Chameleon Skinks are going to be able to put the nail in the coffin of the Star Dragon, and with the mighty beast going down, Teclis flees from the battlefield before the might, the true power of the Old Ones. Very well played there to both these guys. A Pyrrhic victory indeed. Super crazy close stuff. Well played to Bowmore. Well played to Lord Baltimore. Always good to see these guys. Well, always good to play against these guys, but even better to see their awesome replays and have them cast here on the channel, particularly when it's a Lizardman win. Well played to Bowmore. Really awesome stuff. Once again, well played to Lord Baltimore as well. That Star Dragon did absolute bits. Over 3,700 damage value. That is insane, but alas, it was not quite enough to carry. The might of the Horned Ones shall not ever be forgotten. 1.6k and 1.9k damage value there. Really nice work across the board, and we will delve into all the damage dealt, damage value in just a second. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to do the duck thing and leave a big old fat like. Subscribe to the channel as well for more future content. Comment down below what you thought of the battle, what you liked, what you didn't like. Yell quack at me. Simply just start ranting. Do whatever you want down there, as long as it's not offensive, of course, to anyone else in the chat down there. There's a bucket ton of links as well in the description to my Patreon, to my Twitch, to my Discord. Discord is, in fact, where you can submit replays, just like Bowmore did, to get them cast on the channel. But anyway, let's delve into this, because I'm going to wrap this up quite quickly. I'm actually doing the Champion of Renown semi-finals in, like, let's check my time, in 30 minutes, so I need to get prepared for that. It's a live stream. It's going to be up before this video, and when this video comes out, we're also going to be doing the finals at 7 p.m. GMT, so make sure to check out that. It's a crazy tournament, $1,200 prize pool. We have like a really cool sponsor and so forth, some really fun rules, ultra funds. It's crazy, so yeah, definitely go back and check out all the live streams if you don't know what I'm talking about. As for Bowmore, 556 damage value onto Henwin isn't great, but hey, he got the Manticore summons off, and that Amber Spear was pretty damn badass, launching it into the heart of the dragon. 270 value on the requisite Skinkies, 850, 1,200, and 2,010 damage value. 80 kills, 73 kills, 74 kills. Saurus Warriors are some of the best infantry, and I absolutely love it. It's just as it should be. Saurus Warriors are mighty indeed. Now, Cohort of Sotek, 374 value, unfortunately getting focused down by some good play by Mr. Baltimore. We do have 633 and 546 damage value on the Skinkies with 35 and 43 kills. Certainly not bad, but they were kind of harassed really well by the Silver Helms, the shielded unit, in fact, whom themselves got 69 kills. They had a party with the Skinks there. 172 damage value on the Feral Cold Ones, 560 on the Cold One Riders, and 719, not bad, but certainly dwarfed here by the might of the Horned Ones. I mean, 105 and 82 kills is impressive enough, but yeah, 1.9 and 1.6k damage value is really good work there, pinning the dragon and dragging it down. As for Lord Baltimore, we got 398 damage value on Teclis, which isn't much, but hey, he was brought as a pretty much out-and-out support character with the nets as well. The Enfeebling Foe and the Regrowth. Major Metal, only 35 value. I didn't know if we got any big Plague Rusts off. It didn't seem like it. The Mighty Spearmen, actually, 850 value is really good. 520, 310. This unit definitely was involved with Horned Ones or Cold Ones at some point. 34, 73, and 46 kills. Now, for the Silver and Guard, they held well. 430, 400, and 500 damage value. However, they will lose to Saurus. They're holding back for ages, but if your back line gets overwhelmed, then it's game over. They're not going to win the front line. They're simply going to hold it there. Not big kills either, all in the 20s. So it did really come down to the archers, and could Baltimore protect them? Unfortunately, it was not quite enough. Only 380 value, 270, 279 on the archers with 26, 16, and a mighty 4 kills. As for the Silver Helms, 480 and 1,300 damage value. This unit of Silver Helms had an absolute blast with the chameleons there. Star Dragon got 67 kills, 3,779 damage value. Truly a beast to be reckoned with, but eventually dragged low. And now you can see why they are no longer dragons in Lustria. They were forced out by the mighty dinosaurs. Equal Bolt Thrower, 554 damage value. Quite a lot to protect there. Really relying on the Silver Helms and Dragon. Dragon put in the work. Cavalry tried, but alas, it was not quite enough. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.